Hey guys, this is kind of a response to Christina's video. It's about time she freaking posted something, don't you think? It's been forever. Um, my computer is on my lap, so I'm sorry for it shaking. There, I guess I can do that. Ooh, there's like a little halo right there. I don't know, something's going on. So, a little update. I guess this might be easier than. Ooh, the light just dimmed. Sorry, I'm sidetracked. This might be easier than typing all of this out. I think I posted that I visited the ER earlier this week because my heart rate had dropped somewhat significantly in the past week or so, and it was in the 40s. And what else happened? That I feel like something else happened that prompted me to go and get checked out. I don't remember. Anyway, so my dietitian actually called the paramedics on me on Saturday night, and um, I didn't go with them. I signed AMA papers because I see an ambulance and I see dollar signs, literally. So I didn't go that night, and I went the next night, I think, after work, maybe. No, that was Sunday. I ended up taking the day off Sunday because I was an emotional disaster when I got to work. So Monday, I went after work. And my bosses kind of have an idea of what's going on, but I guess you guys don't really have an idea of what's going on. So I started to work with a dietitian about 3 weeks ago or so. We've known each other for a couple of months now. She runs a Saturday morning group that I started to go to, and we came up with a meal plan. And there was some negotiation involved because I wasn't comfortable with the amount that she wanted me to be consuming. I've taken up cycling, and I really, really love that. And needless to say, that increases how many calories I should be intaking each day. And this plan doesn't even account for any cycling at all. It's below what my body needs just for maintenance. But anyway, so we came up with a meal plan, and I tried it for a couple of days. Like, I went into this like gung-ho, like I'm in pretty solid recovery. I know that I've started cycling, and like I'm gonna work with a dietitian and kind of, figure out what I need to do to like get my intake like perfect for cycling, so I can optimize that and train well and just function at my peak. And what kind of ended up happening was I started trying to eat more, and was kind of flooded with all sorts of emotion, and like it brought back a whole bunch of stuff that I'd never really dealt with, I guess. And I kind of panicked. I wouldn't say panicked, but like shut down. Like, everything was kind of chilled because I was eating a pretty specific amount of calories a day, which I thought was more than enough, but it wasn't. And now when I think about it, I know that like the number that I was eating, it wasn't even enough for my body, and then you add like multiple hours of cycling on it, and it just wasn't enough. So I've kind of spiraled really, really quickly. And okay, so I mentioned the first visit, and then yesterday I was out riding, and sorry, my music's bothering me. I don't want to listen to this song. Um, Clearly, shuffle is on, and I don't want shuffle to be on, so hold the phone just a second here. Sorry. Very easily distracted today. I don't know what's up with me. Almost there. Okay, so anyway, second ER visit was yesterday. I was out cycling on the Freddie Mile ride, and about 45 minutes into it, I just felt like I couldn't get a good breath, and my left hand started to go tingly, like pretty intensely tingly. I was really nauseous, and it was warm out, and I was like, okay, well, you know that your pulse has been low, your bradycardia the other night, and it's been low. So I was like, maybe it's anxiety, it'll go away, just relax and keep riding, whatever. It'll go away as your muscles like continue to warm up and stuff. And it didn't go away, it just got worse, and went down my other arm, and so like I was gonna get sick, and I didn't. Like there's nothing really that much in my stomach to even get sick from. So I kept writing. After about, I don't know, probably 3 hours or so, I had texted my dietitian, who's the only member of my treatment team right now, by the way, and she advised me to go back to the emergency room, so I did. And first time that I went, I had a couple things in my labs that were off, but just like with my white blood cells and stuff. But my EKG was fine, so that was good. I was just really like my pulse was just low. So, and the doctor's magical answer was, you need to just eat more and stay hydrated, and you're young and you work out, and so young people can tolerate a pulse in the 40s just fine. And I know that my resting pulse is like 60s, maybe 70. Like I know when my body is healthy what my pulse is. Like it's something that has been monitored pretty extensively over the years, and I still actually have a blood pressure monitor that I keep track of my vitals when I feel like I'm slipping. So anyway, I'm pretty in tune with that. And so I went back last night, and my labs came back again okay, except for my white blood cells again. My white blood cells were okay, but the percentages of the types of white blood cells were way off, and like there was like a 30% change in one of them from the other day, which who knows why, but I saw the same freaking doctor. Oh, after passing out, like in the ER, like just like bam down, cold hard floor, whatever. Yes, I really just said whatever on my YouTube video. Lame. So, same doctor, and he says that, well, your pulse is really high today. Well, yes, genius. I just cycled for 3 hours. A. B, like, as high as it was, like, that should have been a sign something's going on. He's like, you need to stay hydrated, and you need to make sure you're eating enough. Okay, if that, like, hello, like, I've told you my history. I've told you that like I'm having a hard time getting nutrition in, and that's your genius answer. Please, where did you get your MD from? Because I think I could, get mine in a week if that's your answer. So they do labs again and an EKG. This time they don't even hook me up to a heart monitor, which was strange, but whatever. And he's like, your labs are fine, and I already mentioned the whole blood cell thing. He's like, your EKG looks great, looks good. Did I say that he wanted to give me Ativan for the numbness and tingling? I am sorry, I'm really like space cadet-y today. Yeah, he wanted to give me Ativan for the numbness and tingling, and I looked at him and I'm like, so you think it's from anxiety? He's like, well, I think that you're probably not getting enough oxygen to your brain, and that's what's causing the numbness and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not anxious. Pretty, again, in tune with anxiety. Like, whoa, like, been in treatment numerous times. Like, I get it. I know what I feel like when I have anxiety. And they ended up doing a nursing shift change, and then a new nurse came in, and she was with it, and like my age, and she was like, so the doctor wants me to give you Ativan for the numbness and tingling in your arms, and I don't think that's gonna work. She's like, do you feel anxious? Because you seem anxious. I'm like, no, I'm not anxious. The only thing I'm anxious about is my bike being okay, because my bike is my life. And she's like, well, if you don't feel anxious, then I'm not going to give it to you because it's not going to help the tingling. I'm like, great. I love how this nurse knows more than the doctor does. So anyway, I end up getting discharged with, on my paperwork says I had near syncope, which pretty sure the near part came out when my head hit the floor. Just saying. So, and I asked for a psych consult because I was like, clearly this doctor's not really hearing me, and a psychiatrist might have a little bit of a better idea as to, well, okay, physiologically this is what's going on with her, and we need to, make sure we're running the right labs, whatever. So, remind you, this request completely ignored by this doctor, like, completely, like, never get a consult or anything. Like, thank goodness that I wasn't in a worse mental state than I was, because that could have been detrimental. Like, can you imagine, like, had that been imperative to, like, my life? Like, whatever. Don't get me started on this guy. So, I get home and talk to my dietitian for a little bit online, and I'm like about to go to bed, and I look down at the EKG because I asked for printouts of everything, and on the top of it says abnormal EKG. Look on my face, I think I was like, are you effing kidding me? Are you serious right now? And in the upper left-hand corner it says sinus tachycardia, which makes sense because my pulse was really high since I've been cycling. Then it says left atrial abnormality, and I'm like, what? So I end up emailing my nutritionist, dietitian about this. Like, hey, this is what it says, and she's amazing, by the way. She's amazing, and she's what's keeping me grounded and sane right now. Like, God definitely interjected her into my life at the right time because he knew this was gonna happen, and I didn't. But I woke up to an email this morning, and I'm gonna stop this, and then I'm gonna have to film another video to finish rambling because clearly I have a lot to say. So hold the phone.